How do you train for the best results in the least amount of time? I take about 10 minutes a day, and not with a contraption, but in about 10 minutes a day, I keep myself at a pretty high level of function and a pretty high level of fitness. And what is the secret of that? The secret of that is, well, that comes out to 70 minutes a week. So I work out twice a week, and about half or just over half of my workout is focused on whole body, leg-centric movements. If you do that, you're going to get the most results in fitness, in vascularity, in cuts, in abs. I hardly ever train abs. Best way to get abs is to train, like I'm saying, twice a week, whole body, leg focused movements, no machines. All right. So with kettlebells, barbells, or dumbbells, I'm doing some variation of squats, deadlifts, cleans, snatches, bent over rows, and probably in that order of importance. So squat or deadlift twice a week, heavy. So first point, you got to do leg focused, whole body type compound movements at least twice a week. Second point is, when you're doing those 5 movements, you do them at a very high overload. So last time I was squatting, I was doing jumping squats with 225 pounds. The time before that, I was doing 405-pound half squats. And also in recent days, I've done like 315-pound deadlifts in front, regular deadlifts behind, which is Hackenschmidt deadlifts. Cleans, I'll do cleans with a 105-pound kettlebell. I'll do snatches with a 70-pound kettlebell. I do bent over rows with anywhere from 150 to about 225 pounds. These are the things you do to get the most results with the least amount of time, because your goal is to get the gains. Your goal is not to spend all of your time in the gym. All right, so one of my recent clients, in 4 workouts, his lady said to him, "You look sexier." Now, in 4 workouts on this guy, I noticed that he was standing taller, his core looked tighter, he looked a little leaner. So it doesn't take a whole lot of time to get good results. In fact, it just takes smart training. I train people in gyms with like $1 million worth of equipment, like a really high-end gym in Toronto. And one of my clients said, "Oh, I like that glute machine, and I like that adductor, like inner thigh machine. I want to do those." I was like, if you want to do those machines, come into the gym when I'm not here, because I don't do machines with my people. And the reason for that is that as a trainer, I'm charging people to be trained, and their results is what keeps them coming back to me. So I want to give them results quickly. Now, in terms of overload and training real heavy, you have to build up to that. So I've had numerous female clients that are about 100 pounds, 120 pounds, deadlifting 100 pounds for reps. And I've had male clients that are about my size, working up to 300 pounds on a deadlift. So that's pretty normal numbers, not unusual. I am on YouTube lifting 400 pounds as a deadlift, but usually I stick to around 300 pounds and get a few more reps. I don't pull a lot of singles, so I like to keep my reps between 3 and 12 usually, so that we're using enough weight to really stress my system and get that growth hormone response and that fat burning, but it's not so much weight that I'm pulling a single or a double, and it's just, I don't know, to me it's a little more, I get a little more gains if I'm doing more reps. So I will go down to 3 reps. Sometimes I just want to see what I can do for 3 reps, and sometimes I'll rarely do a single. So training leg heavy, so it gives you a hormonal response, and it gives you a body stress response. So doing a heavy deadlift, like I was training with this guy who we were training together. He's like less than half my age. He has a lot of energy. We did heavy deadlifts together. That guy was wiped out for the rest of the day. If he had done leg extension or leg press, some semi-useless machine like that, he wouldn't have been as tired, but he wouldn't have had the same stress on his body and the same metabolic response. So there's nothing, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This has been known for over 100 years. So nothing fancy. Now, if you want to do other movements, like, you want to do some arms, you want to do chest, whatever, like I do that after my workout because it's not as important. You're going to get arms and chest from training legs. You will, because it's stressing your whole body. And compound movements, like if you do a clean is working your entire upper body, even though it's focusing on your lower body and core. Your entire upper body is involved in a clean. Now there I'm demonstrating, a phantom clean with a dumbbell or a kettlebell. With a bar clean, you would snap it up from the ground like a deadlift, but you'd snap it up and catch it here. So I do love doing cleans. I tend to do them more with a kettlebell than I do with dumbbell or barbell. But I have done all versions of cleans. I've done so many different versions of squats, so many different versions of deadlifts. I would highly recommend that you work with a trainer who knows what they're doing at least a few times so they can see your form, perfect your form. You can't really get perfect form from watching a video because you need someone to watch you. Because you might think you're doing it a certain way, but you're not. You're doing it another way. So you need another pair of eyes on you to watch you and check your form. So do you have to work out with a trainer all the time? No. I mean, if you like to, you can. But I tell people, if you're on a budget, hire me for 2 or 3 sessions, and we're gonna see what types of the 12, 15 deadlifts and 12, 15 squats that I know are going to be the best type for you, because everyone's got a different physiology. You have a different skeleton, you have different muscle insertions, different angles. So I've seen people do really well with one kind of deadlift, but really not so well in another kind of deadlift. Other people are more versatile, so they can do a lot of different things, and that keeps it fresh for them because they're not always doing the same thing. So as a minimum, get a good trainer, train with them a couple, 2-3 times, get your form on point, see the best movements for you, and also what you like, right? Maybe you like a certain thing more than another thing, or like I say, more often is cool too. I've been trained by the best, like my world champion powerlifter uncle Mauro Di Pasquale, my Canada champion powerlifter Sandro Di Pasquale. These guys both trained me when I was like 15, 14, 16. And then I've also had the good fortune of training with amazing trainers besides these guys, besides my uncles, people like John Hadzi, which is like hands down one of the best trainers I've ever met in my life. And working in different gyms, I've had like little informal discussions and even workouts with other trainers. So I'm always learning more, and I definitely do also look at some cool guys on YouTube and see what they have to say. And I'm going to try to put some comments below on some guys that I particularly like on YouTube. And thank you for all of you YouTubers that are putting good content out there. Now for women, don't worry about training hard and heavy and looking like a man. Like, you ain't going to look like a man if you're a natural woman. Women who get down below, let's say 15% body fat, even 12 or 10% body fat, they're using a lot of drugs to do that. All right. So if you're a natural training woman, you're always going to look feminine. You're not going to lose your femininity. If you have femininity, you're not going to lose it. So I trained an exotic dancer, and she was making like twice as much money within 2 months of training with me, because she was saying to me, I want my waist a certain way, I want my butt a certain way, my inner thighs, like most women have similar requests. And we did all that, and we did leg focused compound movements twice a week. Now she actually, I remember her well, we still talk once in a while. She ignored all of my nutritional advice, all of it. She ignored it, but she trained every week. She didn't miss a workout. All right, so 2 months, she was looking a lot better. She was already looking good, but she was looking better in 2 months. So women, go ahead and train heavy, train hard. You're just going to get more toned looking and more appealing, and you're not going to lose your feminine curves unless you do some kind of extreme dieting, which you shouldn't do. Women getting below 18% body fat is not desirable for your health. Your health is optimal as a woman when your body fat is between 18, I'd say between 18 to 28, 30% body fat. Optimum body fat for a female's health, and in my opinion, for their looks as well. For a man, ideal body fat is probably between 7% and 12%. I'm always in that range without trying, because, well, I mean, I'm not looking at my body fat percentage, but I never have a cheat meal. I fast and detox. I eat clean all the time, and I train really heavy all the time. Even when our gyms were locked down up here in Canada, I was going to the park with some good buddies with my 300 pounds of kettlebells in the snow, working out. You can even see that on my Instagram. Anyways, enjoy.